There's a proverb that says God causes it to rain on the righteous and the wicked. And that has truly epitomized the last few days for me. Hey folks, I'm Mike, and if you're here new, well, this is your daily dose of some kind of FPV inspiration. If you're not new, thank you for coming back. It's great to have you. I'm glad that you could tune in and once again, get a little dose of maybe something that'll help you to move on through your life in a better fashion. Yesterday was a tough day, I'm not gonna lie. The day started, I had the best of intentions. I woke up super early. I was gonna get my day started, maybe do some filming, get some stuff ready for a vlog, and it got derailed. My son had to go to the emergency room. Thankfully, everything is okay, which is great. But it put me into a funk because this is the same son of mine that had cancer. We were at the same hospital, some of the same rooms that we had been in so many times before, and the memories just kind of hung on me throughout the day, and I got really in a funk. I wasn't sad, but I wasn't necessarily feeling great about the day or anything else really. I was just kind of in a pissy mood. I decided finally, I spent some time to myself so that I wouldn't snap at my family, and then I decided that I was going to go fly. I charged some batteries. Finally, about 1 o'clock, I was able to get out and go to a spot that I can dive buildings at. I noticed a few strange video flickers, and as I practiced on the smaller of the two buildings that I was diving, I didn't really give it much thought. So on the second flight, I decided I was going to go dive the bigger of the two buildings, and it's probably about a 6-7 story building. It's a good size, and I get right up to the top. I'm at the apex. I'm turning back around, and I get a complete video blackout. I have never had a video blackout in such a hairy place, and I didn't panic. I knew what my orientation was, so I throttled up and I pitched back so that I knew that I was flying relatively upwards because I wanted to be away from the building if I took it down. Now, luckily, my video came back and I was able to land the drone and try to start diagnosing what happened. I had a few more flights in which I had more blackouts. At first I thought it was my goggles. I thought maybe my goggle module had come undone. No, I have noticed that I've been having some issues with my camera, my FPV camera, and I think that it is pretty much just done. I think it has given me all that it can give me, and now it is time to move on to a new one. So I flew maybe 1.5 packs, and as I left the spot, because there wasn't any more flying for the day, and you know, as you saw from the B-roll, there's no flying today, I thought about my response to this ordeal. I woke up, my son went to the hospital, I was tired, I was worn out, I tried to go fly to put myself in a better mood, it didn't work. How was I going to respond to this? And I realized that the only way that I could respond to it was with joy. If I chose to respond in any other way, I mean, I certainly wanted to let it get me down and get me to the point where I was like, F this day and screw it, I don't want to have anything else to do with anyone today. But I chose instead to decide that I was going to be joyful about it. Joyful and thankful. Once again, I think that's becoming a theme in these things. Thankful. Gratitude. Gratitude that in my dive, I didn't accidentally land on top of a car. Gratitude that I did get to do the flying that I got to do, because I got one solid pack in. It was a warm-up pack, but it was a pack. And that really got me to thinking, going back to that proverb that I mentioned, God makes it rain on the righteous and the wicked. Bad things happen to everybody. Good things happen to everybody, but bad things happen to everybody. And we, as a person, you as a person, are responsible for what your response to that bad thing is. And so I had every right to be pissy for the rest of the day yesterday, because everything I wanted to do, everything I wanted to accomplish just didn't happen. I had to go back to a place that had bad memories. I mean, there were so many reasons for me to be upset about yesterday. And I chose instead to be grateful that even though I visited a bad place that has bad memories, my son no longer goes there. He's healed. He doesn't have cancer anymore. I chose to be grateful that in the middle of this building dive, I will admit it, a slightly sketchy situation, I didn't accidentally land on the building or land on a car or land in some way that damaged anyone else's property. So I chose gratitude, and as I chose that gratitude, as I chose that thankfulness, as I chose that joy, everything changed. All of a sudden, I wasn't in a piss poor mood anymore. All of a sudden, I wasn't in those bad feelings that just kind of right off me. And instead, I was pretty happy. I was pretty excited. And I went about the rest of my day with the intent to be a good dad, to be a good husband, and to do the things that I know that I need to do to be a good person. And you know what? The day turned out pretty well. So I'm going to leave you today with the flight, the first flight. And I think if you've probably already seen the sketchy building dive, if you haven't, I'll leave it there as well. But I hope that you all have a great day. I hope that you can realize that bad things do happen to everybody. And your response to those bad things is what dictates how you feel about them. I'll talk to you later. Bye. you.